Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. This is AlexAuASMR. Thank you for joining me today. It has been a very long time since I've made a video, almost a year. The last video I made was back in June of 2020, so kind of like the beginning of this COVID situation. But then I just completely stopped making videos, and since then a lot has happened, and I guess this is a good way for me to come back and talk to you guys and let you guys know what's been going on and why I haven't been making videos. And obviously it's not that serious. There's not like a very big problem that happened. Well, kind of. Something big did happen, but that's not the main reason why I stopped filming. So let's get started. Feel free to sit back and relax, and this is just gonna be a soft-spoken ramble video. So trying to get back into it. This is actually the first time I filmed since June, and a lot has happened, like I said, and setting up everything took me a good 45 minutes. I had to find my lights. I found a light, and then I couldn't find the power supply for it, so I had to hunt for it in like different boxes. And then I had to set up these two microphones, and I completely forgot how to use them because I record this through phantom power from my Zoom. I think it's the H4n Pro. Yeah. And then it just, if you haven't done it for a while, these information kind of get lost in your head, and then you're just thinking, well, I've probably never done this before, but I have for a long time. But I just really forgot how to do everything. So yeah, this is why I'm kind of out of breath. I had a cup of tea here and it's already cold. The amount of time it took me to set up this whole thing, and my room, it's still a mess, and I'll catch you guys up on what happened. So the main reason why I haven't been filming at all or making any videos is because I got really addicted to a game called Blade & Soul. Don't play it because it is a terrible game. It is completely pay to win, and I don't know why I play it. But the reason I got back into is because I did play this game back in 2015 when it first came out in North America. And my friend, we got into it for a bit, and we quit after like a few months. We just stopped playing because it's kind of hard. The combat is very difficult. It's very different. But then because COVID happened, I didn't have much to do, and then she didn't have much to do, and then we both got back into it. So we started playing, and she literally quit and dropped the game after like a month, not even. And then I somehow stuck with it, and I joined a clan, met some great people, kept playing, and I kept playing literally every day for hours on end. And then because a lot of the people that plays is in the West Coast, I wouldn't be finished by until 3 a.m, 4 a.m, and that's usually the time I film. But by the time it comes to this like hour, I get really tired, and I just didn't have the energy to film, so I just go to sleep, and I'll wake up the next morning, do the wrong thing, and then play the game again. So that happened for months and months, and even till today I still play, but much less now. Very little. So that was the main reason why I stopped. It actually literally started playing in June, and I stopped making videos in June, so that was the main reason. And I don't know if I caught you guys up, but back in, I believe it was March, I got laid off from my job because of COVID. There's just no work for me to do, so I got laid off and I was told we're probably gonna go back. That was from when we stopped going to work, working from home, and then got laid off. And then they just called me and said, "I'm sorry, but we have to let you go because there's just not enough money in the company to keep you." And I was the newest employee, the lowest level there, so I'm the most expandable, obviously. So I said, okay, thank you for hiring me, thank you for all those times. And then that was it. And I was collecting unemployment for a while until around August when I found a job again. This is kind of work from home, and you learn how to use the software, and you have clients, like companies that hire you. It's mostly for warehousing, and it's like just like a system for warehousing. So I got that job for a while. I did training for a month and a little bit over a month, and then something happened with the company that hired me. It is kind of like a startup, and I think it just didn't work out. So they let me know and said, we are gonna let you go again. So within a year I lost 2 jobs, and I was very unmotivated to do anything, really, especially now that I already have an addiction with the game. So I just kind of stuck with the game and collected unemployment. I browsed around and see what kind of job is good, but honestly, there really wasn't a lot of jobs that was good, that matched what I studied, and I just lost all motivation to do anything. So that went on for a couple of months, and then let me check. When did I start having issues back to back? So I'm checking the photos because that's where I kept track of everything. So here we go. So back in January, the end of January, specifically the 31st. Funny thing is, that day I was supposed to wake up for a raid, and then right at the time the raid's supposed to happen for the game, my fire alarm went off. The building fire alarm went off, and obviously I just treat this like any regular one, because literally this building, we have a fire alarm go off every month almost, every few months at least, and even the firefighters are getting tired of it. But sometimes it's a false alarm, sometimes my neighbors burn something. It's crazy here. So treat this as a regular fire alarm, went downstairs. On my way down, before I left my bedroom, I hear water, this wall over here, dripping. So I thought it was just someone showering, because when you shower, you can hear through the wall sometimes. So I didn't think much of it. Went downstairs, and my friend who lived directly under my bedroom called me. After like 5 minutes, I went down and she called me. She said, "What the F is going on? Like, dude, my room is like flooded." I was like, "I don't know what's going on. Nothing happened when I left." She's like, "No, my floor is literally flooded. Water's coming out of my vent." I'm like, "Water coming out of your vent? That hardly seems possible, because only air comes out of it." So I went back upstairs as quickly as possible after we got the clearance to do it. It was a false alarm, by the way, nothing happened. But then when I went back up to my room, I opened the door, and literally the vent right above me, water is flooding out of that. It's like, pretend you're on Titanic and the boat is going down and you're in one of the cabins, and you look up and the vent is just leaking water, and it started to go faster and faster. That's what was happening. I even have pictures of what's going on, actually a video. So I don't know if I can show you through here, it might not be very clear. I'll probably post a video along with this video. Just put it over this picture and I'll show you what happened. So water's coming out of the vent for at least 3 hours. My parents' closet is directly above my room, and they had it worse. The water was coming out of the water. Not the water. Coming out the light. So we have a light, ceiling light, and the water was coming out of it through the case, through the cover. And so my dad grabbed a big bucket for like a cooler, big cooler, fill it with water, and just keep dumping water out of the bathtub for 3 hours. Now you may ask, why did it take 3 hours? I'll tell you why. So, firefighter came in, couldn't find the main water source or the valve. And apparently the valve isn't even the main one. There's a separate one for the sprinkler. So they couldn't find it. We called up building management. They picked up, said they noted the situation and said someone's coming. Never came. We waited. My friend called again, literally yelled at them like, dude, you have to send someone over. I'm calling the cops. She was like, no, don't worry. We'll send someone over. 1 hour in. The firefighter came back, tried to find the water source, like where it is to shut off the valve. Couldn't find it. Oh, I might have missed the part. The sprinkler system malfunctioned. That's why the water was coming out. So that's why they were looking for that. And then the building finally sent someone over, and this guy was holding a wrench, just like a regular wrench. Walk into my apartment, singing, what's going on? I'm like, water's coming out of my ceiling, it's coming out of my socket, it's coming out of my vent. What are you gonna do about it? He's like, I don't know what to do. So he has to wait for another person to come. Now, the other person came is the building manager. She came and she doesn't know what to do. So she has to call the maintenance guy. And then the maintenance guy told her, you have to shut this thing off. And then, by the way, we're 2 hours in already. So she shut this thing off. Didn't work. Have to wait for the janitor to come in to close the valve in the janitor closet. And this whole process took 3 hours. In the meantime, my dad's scooping water for 3 hours. He fell because the whole floor was flooded. The water was freezing cold. Remember, that's back in January, in the middle of winter. Water freezing cold. All of our hands were like frostbitten, about to like fall off. My room wasn't as bad, but I have a lot of buckets and I had to like keep wiping the floor. And right here, the vent, I have to put buckets, and then eventually they gave me a big trash can to put the water in it. But then 3 hours, finally, guy came in, shut off the valve, the water stopped. Thank God. But the damage was done already. The walls over there, directly in front of me, near the windows, was dripping with water. There's water bubbles in the walls. This wall was completely ruined. My floor is still messed up. They're not gonna fix it. They only fixed the walls. So, that was January 30th. They brought big machines to suck out all the moisture so it doesn't mold. And then they got rid of all these walls. Didn't get rid of it, but they kind of painted over. They didn't take anything down really. And that whole process took like 2 weeks. So, within that 2 weeks, something happened. A few days after this flooding happened, my mom came home and told me one of her coworkers caught COVID and she might be exposed to it. And I said, oh my God, I gave you a ride. I ate dinner with you. I'm kind of screwed. But I said, well, if it happens, it happens. In the middle of these things going on, renovation, construction, I got tested and I was tested positive, along with my mom, who was tested positive. So we both got sick in the middle of this whole thing. We're both really stressed out. And this whole ordeal was probably the worst thing that ever happened, considering how these things happened back to back. We're already stressed out. My room was uninhabitable. After this cycle of moisture, I slept in my room with COVID, by the way, because I had to be isolated from the rest of my family. There was just this dry air that really dried me up, and that made me feel worst. And I can still feel it if I think about it, because it just felt terrible. So I slept in my room with no lights, because the electricity, we cut it off just in case, because there's still moisture in the walls, so we don't know what's going on. And the electricity, if we don't shut it off, it might be a problem, because water was coming out of the socket on the walls. So better safe than sorry. So literally slept in this room with no lights on, day or night. But I had to move my computer outside because in the living room, we isolate ourselves in a little corner in the living room. Well, they stay in their own rooms, my two sisters and my father, who surprisingly, but fortunately, didn't get it. Slept next to her for days and didn't get it. I ate dinner with her and drove her home. I got it. Fair. But I'm glad I got it instead of him because I'm healthier than he is. So if anything, I have better odds of surviving. Not to be very grim on the situation, but COVID is real and very serious. So yeah, that happened, and I posted a picture of my test results on YouTube, and most of you have probably seen it. That was back on, let me see, it's been so long that I lost track of everything, and I have to go back and check. This was 3 months ago, so February, that tested positive. But yeah, to everyone who said this isn't real, it's real. And COVID was literally one of the worst experiences in my life. So here's what happened. The first few days I felt fine. When I tested positive, I felt fine. I was like, this is nothing. I'm gonna get through this. And then this thing just slips in slowly and slowly, and then boom, it gets worse within a day. So I got chills, like extreme chills. So in the morning I wake up, sit in front of my computer because I want to do something. I sit down, I get super hot, I'm sweating, just sitting there. So I got up, I was like, do I have to cool down? Got up, started getting really, really cold. It started tingling, my whole body felt like it's about to die. So I was like, I put blankets on, sat back down, heat all over again. So imagine this happening for like a few days straight. And then coughing, the worst part of it is the cough. Non-stop coughing till today. Like 4 months later, my lungs still hurts when I breathe sometimes. Because the coughing was so excessive that it probably damaged my lungs for the rest of my life. So, even a few weeks after it happened, my whole body, my chest area was so sore from it that I just didn't want to cough, but I have to, because the cough persisted months after it ended, after I recovered. And then this was the part that hurts me a lot, is losing my sense of smell and taste. If you know, I'm a big fan of food in general. I eat sushi, I like fast food, I like food with flavors. Imagine losing that. I thought I was never gonna get it back. It took me a month and a half to finally get some sort of taste buds back. I couldn't taste any food. I couldn't smell anything, which might be a good thing because I was sweating a lot when I sleep. My bed probably smelled like shit. So I think it's good that I couldn't smell anything. But and then yeah, I couldn't taste any food. It really sucked. I had the sniffle. It's kind of like the cold, but much worse. And then body aches. Oh my god. I woke up, my whole body's sore. Oh my god, my lungs still hurts right now. My whole body's sore. Fatigue. You wake up and you want to go back to sleep, but you just couldn't because your whole body just hurts. Didn't do anything. Just sleep all day, eat, wake up, sleep. That's it. And it still felt like I ran a marathon. Like, come on. It's just your body's fighting it so hard that it exhausts your body. And then near the end, symptoms started getting milder and milder. And then I woke up one day and just felt like, you know what, I feel much better. But then obviously, still coughing, still couldn't taste anything, still couldn't smell anything. That was it. So I think this lasted around 2.5 weeks. Yeah, one of the worst things that ever happened to me, so you should be thankful if you didn't catch it, or if you waited long enough to get the vaccine, which I'm also vaccinated now. Didn't have any problems. First shot I did. First shot was like, I always say the first shot, people tell me, isn't that bad. The second shot is the worst. my first shot was the worst. It kind of felt like COVID all over again, like 50% of it. I had body aches, I had chills, and I also coughed a little bit, and then the sniffles. And then after like 2 days, actually like a day, had some Tylenol, woke up fine. Second shot, felt nothing. Just my arms was really sore for both of the shots. I took it on this arm because this is my primary hand, and took it on this hand, and I was like this, and I was like, I can't even raise it because it's just so painful, like this area. So definitely get vaccinated. The mask restrictions lifted, so it's very important for us to be vaccinated before removing our mask, because I know for sure that people are gonna not wear a mask when they're not vaccinated. I'm sorry, I have to drink something. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in my life. Well, I speak really fast. I just realized the fact that I covered this in 20 minutes. I was expecting to be speaking for at least half an hour. But my graduation also got delayed / cancelled. I'm still waiting for my cap and gown. Never got it. Kind of wanted just to take a picture of it, because I did graduate with honors, magna cum laude, just like with great honor, I think. So there's cum laude, magna cum laude, and then summa cum laude with the highest distinction, which I'm not smart enough to get that, so I didn't get that. I got the mid-level, mid-tier honors. Have my diploma over there. Not gonna show it because my name's on it. But anyway, after the renovation and the construction ended, I had to move all of my stuff back in here, and I just still haven't cleaned up everything. There's still boxes laying around because I had to remove my computer table, because my room is not that big. The bed itself takes up 50% of the room, so I had to take my table out so they could actually work on the walls. And then I took out all these little things like this glass shelf you've seen before, took it outside, and then just loose item put it in a box and put it outside. So moved everything back in and did not have a chance to clean everything up, so I just left it as is. Yeah, very interesting. My god, look how shiny my fur is. I just took a shower and then I went straight to looking for my equipment, and that took a long time. But thank god these microphones still works. Just trying to relax now. I do want to get back to making more videos. I don't know how many of you are still here. Half of you probably unsubscribed to me, or just like do not show updates from this channel because he's dead. But no, I'm very much alive. Yeah, I'm very much alive. Unfortunately for some people, fortunately for some of you. So I do not have a plan for this channel. I did spend a lot of money on the equipment, I know, and I do plan on making more videos, that's for sure. But I just don't want to stand here and tell you that I'm gonna have a schedule, an uploading schedule, because I know that I cannot commit to it. Things have been going on in life, like COVID hit, the crazy water situation, flooding situation happened, and just been so exhausted. So, you know, it's been a long time since I've started this channel, and that motivation comes and goes. I don't know when it's going to come back, and I don't know when it's going to go. But I do have a lot of videos idea in my head that I do plan on making it real, and I do want to get into streaming as soon as I figure out my internet situation, because I have a big problem with my internet. I am in the furthest part of the house from the router, and I want to start using the Ethernet cable to get internet, but the problem is I don't know if the Ethernet cable even works. So I have the router outside, which is like really far away, and then I do in my room have an outlet for the Ethernet cable, but this apartment is so shit that I don't know if it works. I don't know if it's just for show. That's what I meant. So I think streaming would require Ethernet cable for the bandwidth, because this adapter is so bad. Sometimes it doesn't even work. It's very frustrating. So my router have like two options, one for like 2.4G, just the regular one, or 5G. But then for some reason this one works for a while on 5G, and then all of a sudden just doesn't work no matter what I do. Back then I could unplug it from the PC, plug it back in, and it works. But now I try and it doesn't even work anymore. And it's not like a USB plug-in. It has to be plugged into like your motherboard. So I have to unscrew everything, take it out, put it back in, screw everything back on. And that process takes a while, and I just don't think it's worth it. So if that Ethernet cable in the wall, the outlet, if that works, and I can get internet, let's go. I'm gonna be streaming. So yeah. Oh god, I was so scared this wasn't recording. I looked down in the recorder, I was just like, the number's not moving. I don't know what that means, but it's working now, I know for sure. So I'm recording this video with two Rode microphones that I bought and I rarely used. But hopefully I'll use it again. And the room has no space. I only have one light in the back just facing directly at me. That's why my face is like so shiny. And then the background might be a little dark. But that's the best I could do for now in the time that it took me to set up. It's 4 in the morning. After editing and uploading, it's gonna be 5. And then I'm gonna be dead. It's Saturday. I don't know. I'm just glad to be back. I really am. Doing this ramble thing just help me relax in my own. Like for personal English, what is that? I don't know. I can't form sentences. But for myself, I feel like making these ramble videos kind of connect me to you guys on a more personal level. So you can get to know me better instead of just me standing here pretending to be a doctor when I'm never gonna be a doctor. Sorry to my parents, they're disappointed. But yeah, hopefully I'll make more videos soon. Maybe like a role play, more rambles, sounds video. I feel like videos where I just talk seems to do better. Sounds, I don't think you guys come here for that, because I don't have the most professional setup. And you just watch other YouTuber and they have like this professional angle. The lighting is just like in a fantasy world. I can't do that. I'm low budget. I have a light, I have a camera, and 2 microphones. That's it. I have literally this whole setup took up like 25% of my room. So there's so much I can do with so little space. Oh wait, there's so much there's so little I could do with so little space. Yeah. As you can see, my English deteriorated over the course of these few months, so bear with me in the future videos. I might not be as easily understood, I think. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. My camera's blinking to tell me to shut up, so I will do that. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Feel free to leave me a like, comment, let me know what you think. Am I welcome back, or am I just, oh, you're back, well, good, or so. Well, if you guys made it this far, good for you. If you didn't, it's okay. Go to sleep. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.